Out of all the shows I've wanted to see get a new season, nothing was higher on my list than Mindhunter. Back in 2017, Mindhunter was a surprise hit, and it's not hard to see why. The show followed the origins of the FBI serial killer unit as they interviewed killers like Ed Kemper to develop a psych detail on future serial killers. Where the last season focused on learning from the past, this season focused on contemporary killers and how the process of evaluating killers of the time had its pros and cons. This is also a season where the team is challenged as the killer game has changed. It's not so much there are more high-profile cases, but there are also copycat killers willing to change the game to keep from being caught. Essentially, this is basically, hey, last season you got to take all your notes, now here's your big test. The major focus of this season is catching the Atlanta child murderer who terrorized Atlanta from 1979 to 1971. This plot thread, however, doesn't come into full effect until about halfway through the season. It is slowly gravitated towards in the early half of the season, but once the mid-season happens, all hell breaks loose. Surprisingly, the show also details a lot of politics that goes into the ongoing investigations, such as how mayors want to curtail an investigation in order to gain political points. There is one point in the season where the mayor stops the investigation because of the mere suggestion that there might be a predator in Atlanta, more specifically a person of color perpetrator. It gets pointed out that if this investigation were to have continued, the mayor would lose most of his constituents, many of whom were people of color. Not just because of the news of a predator, but because the killer is likely a person of color, according to the psych detail. This forces the mayor to say that the FBI and the investigation should investigate the KKK as perpetrators. The show eventually finds its killer in Wayne Bertram Williams, who seems to fit the profile and in real life was the person that was caught. The problem is that there isn't much physical evidence to link him to the murders. Now, while Wayne eventually is tied to two of the murders, they were not of the children that were killed. In fact, the show itself says that as of this day, those cases have never been linked to anyone. This, in of itself, shocked the hell out of me. The other thing the show talks about is how copycat killers are made or influenced. Killers love media attention, and what better way than to copy them? The show discusses murder influences with a visit with Charles Manson. Manson comes in at around episode 5 for the near 15-minute scene. It is an interesting dive into the mind of Manson, and the actor even is made to look and sound like him. Amazing stuff here, if not terrifying. But what this copycat section of the show really says to me is that in our day of 2019, mass shooters have evolved from serial killers, and how with the media attention, more of these shooters could keep getting the attention they want. Even if it isn't explicitly stated or shown, like in BlacKkKlansman, how Spike Lee transitioned his story from the 70s KKK to the MAGA hat-wearing Trump supporters, it definitely made me equate the two together, even if there is no physical link. Mindhunter Season 2 was everything I wanted it to be. It was well worth the wait, it was well written, well acted, well directed. Even if there was a couple nitpicks, I still really enjoyed it, and I hope we get a Season 3 soon. Maybe we can even get a look at John Wayne Gacy. I'm giving Season 2 of Mindhunter an A-. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe, and I hope to do more reviews soon. Thank you, and peace.